Hello. BOXPARK Shoreditch.
We're back.
Welcome back to part 2. International Women's Day is very lit. We have some queens of creativity here, letting us know what they do, giving us some gems and all that sort of stuff, which we'll get into more in the second half. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Are you feeling better, Mimi?
Yeah, I'm good.
It was in unison, right? It was like, yeah, we're feeling better. Did you guys have a chat in the break?
We did.
Did we figure out how to make things
Not yet,
better?
but we've added some coping mechanisms.
Okay. I respect it. Maybe you can tell the rest of us at some point, just for anyone else that's in the creative field. Ironically, this is actually the next question, which is, what advice would you give to anyone who struggles with self-doubt or lacks confidence in the industry? So I'm going to start with you, Gabriella. Yeah.
I'm like the biggest believer in fake it till you make it. If you show people that you're confident, so I learned that along the way because, as I said, I didn't have any background in what I was doing. I learned along the way. So going back to that first experience when I was directing on set, if someone asked me a question and I didn't know the answer, I would just act like I did. Yeah. And then I would like turn around and research on my phone what they've asked me and then go back with like all the confidence in the world. So I definitely think that it's very easy to kind of have imposter syndrome sometimes in this industry. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it for, but I think, yeah, fake it till you make it, and you can always just figure it out. So
how would you describe imposter syndrome? Because obviously it's a term that we kind of use these days, for anyone that doesn't know.
Well, for me, the way that I would describe it is that people would look up to me and say, oh my God, you're amazing at what you're doing, etc., etc. But for me, sometimes I'm just a girl from Northwest London that just found something that I like to do. It doesn't really make me any different. So the thought of that sometimes, to feel that you have people that look up to you, which is a really amazing thing, but sometimes it's like, no, don't don't do that.
I'm just a normal person.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of where the imposter syndrome comes from. I think the last time that I got it is actually when I was just saying this, when I went to America to shoot the Peru record, and I remember I was at home, I was with my best friend who's actually here at the moment, and I was like, I can't do this, they're going to walk in, they're going to look at me and be like, who is this little girl, they're going to, you know, just steamroll me. And I was so nervous because over in America it's such a different ball game, you know, the type of artists and things like that they're shooting, they're just so magnified. And I was so scared going out to a new country with a crew that I'd never worked with, on a location I've never seen, working with the biggest artists I've ever worked with, and all that pressure. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But then I went, thankfully it all worked out really well, and I think I came back with a lot more self-belief. Like, I know what I'm doing, so stop doubting yourself, you know? But there's always so many more things to learn as well, so.
That's a great answer. Thank you. Kelly, what about yourself? What would you say to anyone that kind of deals with self-doubt or lacks confidence?
I think as creatives, we constantly go through, like, it's like a cycle of self-belief into self-doubt, self-belief into self-doubt. And it constantly happens. But one of the things I would say to anyone kind of like new coming up, like, just know your shit. Like, kind of similar to what Gabrielle said, you know, she didn't know it, she pretended she knew it, then she went and researched it, so she knew it. And it's like that. It's just like, hone your craft. Very cliche, but practice makes perfect. So when the event arises, you're just like, I'm ready. You know, and you don't have to worry about all the other little isms, schisms, because at the end of the day, you know exactly what you're doing, you know? And I think there is a confidence in that, as well as you may feel like, oh, I'm a bit out of my depth, or they might see through me. But if you know what you're doing and you're the shit and you've practiced and you've done it to the best of your ability and you know you've practiced and practiced and practiced again, no one can touch that. So it's a little bit of a, like I said, a little bit of a cliche, but that's one of my things. And also, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, okay. Funny, something that you just said, there was Gabrielle Union had a movie, I can't remember what it was called, but it was about someone breaking into her home, and the tagline was, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that has literally stayed with me, because that's it. If you're just ready, if an opportunity arises tomorrow, next week, you don't have to prepare for it. You can just do it. So, yeah, I like that. Lisa, what about yourself?
For me, I always rely on God. Why worry when you can pray? God is good every time. If there is something you are constantly worrying over, then change it to make it suit what you feel comfortable with. as I said, I never want to be a prisoner of my own unhappiness, so I'm always doing things, and everyone should only do things they feel comfortable with. If there's something to learn, as these girls said, practice until it's perfect. And you will make mistakes. There's no harm in making mistakes. So don't doubt yourself. Give it a try. And if you make the mistakes, you don't know what to do next time.
Those are the biggest lessons.
It's the biggest lesson you can ever take. I think we should learn that from childhood, and you should maintain what your mum told you. And as I said, if you're worrying, pray, and trust me, you'll find something in Scripture to give you that confidence and boost to do it as you will.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
The garage references are just flying around. They're just flying around. Mimi, what about yourself?
Two things, God, like these, because you know what? Recently, I've been praying a lot, like a lot, and I'm starting to understand the concept of like walking in faith, and like that's actually is like, you know what? Let me rant to God and just leave it there and don't look back, and that's really hard for me because I'm a control freak. Because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be stressing about it, thinking about it when I'm sleeping, when I'm waking up. It's like God's looking at me on some like, girl, do you want me to help you or not? And another thing is a saying of like, there's two people you need to please in this life: your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self. So it's them. It's like it's balanced. So I need to constantly think, okay, am I making my 8-year-old self proud? And when I'm 8 years old, did I do the certain things I want to achieve? So yeah, don't cry.
Because she saw it. I was listening.
You're making I'm like Oprah.
She was looking into my eyes and she was like, she's welling up again.
Stand up.
I'm so sorry. Right, next question. Lisa, we're going to go to you first. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I haven't heard that one in a long time. I'm going
What's
to be
the
old girl.
plan? No,
I'm going to be near
I'm so
50 or
sorry.
5
You've
years.
looked the same for the last 20 years, so...
Oh, my goodness.
With at least 4 more businesses, we expect.
I think so. I mean, I don't see myself slowing down. I never have. From 13 years old, is my very first. I got my very first job on Brixton Market, selling sheets in the freezing cold. Wishing I was not there for £10 a whole Saturday. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a Saturday girl. So I've been a grafter all my life. It makes me happy. Working makes me happy because I'm always working for a cause of good. It's my grandson, it's my daughter, it's the holidays, to travel, to see the world, to help my mom, to help my sister, to help my niece, nephew. It's always something. And I hope and pray to continue just that. I don't want to slow down. I think if I slow down, I'll probably get old and broken and probably really disappointed in myself that I didn't see more and do more and try more and help more. So I continue. I would hope that I'm still exactly as I am in 5 years, just even happier and helped a lot more people.
Honestly, it's crazy. Like, this is extreme. Usually when we do these, when we have this talk show, we're just not talking about things that touch my heart. So I'm like, this just feels brand new to me. I'm enjoying it, but don't mind me. And what about yourself, Gabriella?
I had a 5-year plan before I turned 30, and obviously my 5-year plan hasn't happened, so now it's like pushed forward. But I just started directing commercials, and my dream job was always to direct fashion and beauty commercials. So I'm not quite there yet, but I would hope in the next 5 years, in terms of career-wise, that I would be in that space and excelling. So then when I do hopefully go off and get married and have children, I can, still keep my job and work and be able to direct a few commercials a year, because it pays you a lot more money. So, so that's where I hope to be in 5 years.
Okay, that sounds like a clear plan. Kelly?
I didn't make any New Year's resolutions this year. I was just like bigger, better, badder, bolder, the same as last year, but more, better, bigger. And I would say I'm just going to carry that on into the next 5 years. I've probably had £1 million in my lifetime, but I've never had £1 million in the bank. So I would like to be a multi-millionaire in the next 5 years. And I want to have a baby as well, because I'm really old. And if I don't have one soon, it won't happen for me. So don't cry, Fiona.
Can you see?
So motherhood, yeah.
Okay, and Mimi?
Mimi gonna be Oprah.
No. I want to have kids. I want to be a mummy. Not now though.
Okay.
Don't-
But
don't-
within 5 years.
If I in
Within
the last
5 years.
the last
Okay,
5,
the last
fifth.
6 months
Yeah.
of the 5 years.
Yeah, not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 at the end. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to be a mum
Okay.
and make cookies and take my kids to like, you know.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I want to be a mum. I feel like being a mum was such a blessing. I can't wait,
It's
and
the
I feel
biggest
like
blessing.
okay.
No,
you know what?
No, because
I want to be a bad bitch. I want to be in a
I'm gonna
boat.
whip
I want
out
to be in
the
Dubai.
picture of my son. I'm gonna
Oh,
show it on
girl.
the screen. I'm gonna, do you know what I mean? Get some posters and shit. No, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a blessing.
Don't cry, please.
I'm working on it. So let's.
Okay, I want to be a bad bitch in Dubai, shaking my ass.
You already a bad bitch.
Oh, God, girl. Stand up, don't cry.
All right. So my question to Lisa, you don't have any children, do you? Right. So my question to you, since the topics has come up, how did you manage maintaining businesses whilst being a mum? Because honestly,
Woo!
honestly,
Woo! Woo! I was 17 when I had my daughter. I was 17, and my daughter is the little girl at the beginning of 21 Seconds. Ha ha, what are you laughing at? She is 28 this year.
wow. Oh
yeah,
my
she's a
God.
whole 28, and I have a grandson also. She has a son, he's 4. How did I manage my mum? My mum was my savior, because if I did, I would have had the career, because I would have said no to the career because I have a child, because I didn't want to leave her anywhere else but with somebody that I trusted and that brought me up and that I could relax and go and concentrate on my career. Not always the best. That wasn't the best solution because my daughter missed me so much. But I got to start my career because of my mum, and now I get to shower them with all the love and the success that I've had. So
Reward to her, yeah, and the kids.
Yeah.
Look, you said you got one daughter.
One daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, this is the thing. I'm so glad that I was young and foolish and had a child as a child. Because I never had a kid since, because the older you get, the wiser you get. You know it's a form of neglect, don't you, girls? You wouldn't want to do that over and over again. And I refused to have a child out of wedlock after as well. And I also refused to have a child with not being in a stable environment. And unfortunately, music, as great as it seems, it's a roller coaster ride, and it goes up. I've hit rock bottom more than once. I was signed for £250,000 for my first deal. I've made probably more than 4 million in my life. And over the years, I've gone up, I've gone down, I've gone up, gone down. And with a child, luckily Chelsea saw it from the very beginning. And by the time I got to a good place, she was old enough to understand. So she had the good life. But before that, on the roller coaster, I wouldn't have had any more children because of that.
And I think that's why I've never had kids.
I was going to ask, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, we went out at Christmas with Chelsea, and it was so nice raving with her. And I was like, I should have had a teenage pregnancy. Do you know what I mean? But no, because it was
a
so
great
nice.
idea at the time. I mean, do you know what I mean?
That is the challenge, though, isn't it? It's like, as a female in the creative space, it's all well and good for guys because they can just crack on. But for us, it's like, when do you take a break? How long do you take a break for? How long are you going to be out the game? Are you going to lose?
And that's just
things
it, with
that you're working
especially
on
with the entertainment. It can, as much as you are prominent in this industry, I can't imagine how it must be for them now. But you go for one day and everyone's forgot you, on to the next because of social media and stuff. But back then it was that. It's like the risk. Like, okay, if I stop now, I stopped to do a nursing degree as well, and that was because I took a dip in my career, and I thought, oh no, shit, I ain't got no other career. What the fuck am I gonna do after music? And it made me, shit, I'm going to make another career, another line of work for myself. So I took a nursing degree, and for me, that was like, whoa, when I go back, no one's going to know who I am. This is mad. So you never know what to do when it comes to entertainment. It is really tough to take that break. It is.
Or what to expect when you get back. Yeah. So, Gabriella, what advice would you give to anyone who's trying to get into your field?
I get asked this all the time, and it's still kind of difficult to answer. I think my biggest piece of advice for people that want to go into my industry, and really any industry, because I think it's like a similar principle, which is, I think firstly, don't be scared to reach out to people that are doing what you want to do. I think a lot of the time people can feel a bit nervous to do that, but you'd be surprised how many people actually want to help. And also don't be discouraged by getting a no or not getting an immediate response. I'm not saying, flood someone's inbox, but it's okay to follow up. Sometimes I get emails and I'm on set and I'm busy and I'm like, I'll reply later, and I forget, and it's not intentional. And also another thing, I guess this relates more back to directing, is build your community too around you. So if you're an upcoming director, go find an upcoming DP, go find an upcoming producer, and make your own crew. And then you can go out and shoot passion projects and have things for your reels, so then you can go ahead and get signed or get work and then further jobs. So, and I think that that's always a very missed opportunity with younger people, that they're always looking at the people that are there doing what they want to do, and that's an amazing thing, and you can learn from them. But I think don't miss the other peers that are at the same level as you, because you guys can grow together, and I think that's actually a really beautiful thing too, because later on down the line, if you've still got the people you've been working with for years, they're going to be the people that help you one day. If you're like, I want to go off and make a film for the first time, but I don't necessarily have the funding, they're going to be the people that say, well, we worked up from the ground up together, so I'm going to help you X, Y, Z. So your network and your community that around you is really important. So that would be my piece of advice.
I think community is so key. Like in the creative space, it's like everything, because the smallest things, like maybe wanting to go to a networking event or wanting to bounce off of someone with an idea that you've got. But if you're surrounded by people who don't really get it or don't really, I just think it's key. So that's a really valid point. Mimi, we're going to come to you next. So it's okay, girl. What advice would you give to anyone who's trying to get into your field?
What advice? Stay true to yourself. That's number one. Oh, girl. I thought you twitched. Okay, cool.
I wasn't. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm
The way
there,
you
but I'm
twitch.
not. No, I'm not. I'm there, but I'm not
Okay,
there.
cool.
Like it takes a little bit more than stay true to yourself to get the tears rolling.
2, keeping faith and actually going back to like why you love it. What's the reasons? Always like for me, when I'm kind of like feeling not motivated, I always go back to my favorite albums and listen to it for fun, because I feel like when you listen to music for like, let me rate it, what's going on, it gets a bit tiring. So I sometimes listen to music for fun again, which is nice. And community, community.
Listening to music for fun is something that I very rarely do.
You need to do it. It's so therapeutic.
Because of the DJ world, I'm constantly like, if an album comes out, I just want to hear, what do I need to download? What's going to go off in the club? Like, that's my priority. It's not like, oh, this track number 3 is like, no, where are the singles?
What's your favorite album of all time?
I can't pick one. I'm like one of Beyonce's biggest fans ever.
No, you're not, because I am.
Sis? All right, I mean, we can do it if you want to do it. Like, we
Honey.
can do it. I mean,
baby. Baby, because I can win this
girl.
competition. Because you want to go there, we can.
All I'm going to say is that I've been to every Beyonce concert in the UK since she was a Destiny's Child. If you can hit me with that, then we could talk.
Okay, but Mama
Then we can
Tina
talk.
reposted my work and she posted my video. So let's talk about that.
But was it Beyonce though?
It was Mama Tina. And you,
But
if,
wasn't
you're-
Beyonce
but if
though?
it was a Beehive, you would know who Mama Tina is.
I hear it. I mean, it sounds like we might be level pegging.
Okay, cool. How many
So-
times you went to the concert last year?
Did you hear what I said?
No, how many times?
So
it was
because
1 week.
So
Okay, no, how many times in that 1 week?
because I didn't go to Renaissance more than once, she wants to challenge
I
me.
went 3 times in
I
1
said
week.
Destiny's Child.
I was literally 1 year old. Let me land. But you know what? Let me stop it.
All right, so
Okay,
you're not long term then, and that's okay.
No, because
It's okay.
No, let me land. Yeah.
All right.
There's a story my mom always says. Yeah, when I was a kid, like,
Tell me.
when I was crying, I didn't want to eat. They played no, and I ate. So
Okay.
check that.
Oh, I mean, I can't beat that personally.
Come
I just
on,
can't, 'cause
baby.
I don't have those kind of stories. I feel like I don't have that, but we can settle
We can
on.
agree. We can agree.
We can. What are we agreeing to disagree?
That. Yeah, we can agree.
I think we're going to agree to disagree. It's fine. Let's move on. All right. So, why are we talking about that? Yes, we're talking about music, right? And I said I don't really
What's
listen
your favorite album?
I can't choose an album. I'm like an R&B kind of girl, but I couldn't choose an album
Okay,
because
who's your
on
favorite
one day
artist?
I just told you it's Beyonce.
Okay, besides Beyonce, who else?
on one day it could be the Pink album where she was black, and then another day, respectfully, it could be like an Usher album, and then another day it could be a Beyonce, and then another day it's a Tupac, because we get a little bit gully too. So do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's broad, but I was just saying with DJing, it's constantly like it kind of takes away the fun element in some respects, because you just got to focus on what's gonna hit. Do you know what I mean?
What I can advise you, like when you're cleaning around the house, just play those favorite music that you love. And
That's
just
probably the only time that I get
so
to
you can
do it.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then you just feel.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, it's the shower, baby. It turns to a concert. It is me.
You're in there for time.
I'll be like, whoa. Yeah, so, yeah.
I hear it. All right, so Kelly, same question to you. Advice that you would give to anyone trying to get into your field. Have I asked you that already? Yeah. I got a little bit overwhelmed. Have I asked everyone the question? All right, cool. So what would you put on a cheat sheet for your younger self, Lisa?
What's that? What's a cheat sheet? What's that?
So like to know, it's a shortcut to success. Just to be confident. I never come in this industry confident. I come in on a learning, because it wasn't always my first choice of what I thought I wanted to be. I don't think you ever know what you want to be until you're quite old, actually. But I didn't come into this knowing that I wanted to do music. I fell in love with music from a very young age, but I didn't know I wanted it as a career. So I don't know if I think I might have just put on that list, just at least just believe in yourself. Just believe that you're a one-man band. You're very capable of doing it all, because I do now. I don't rely on anybody, I never have. I love moral support. I love having my girls like Kel in the industry that I can fall on. Even if it's just to say, just to feel good in that rave when we get there on the same stage together, just to see Kel, I'm like, oh my God, Kel, you're here. She's like, what are you worried about? Do you know what I mean? We've done this 10 million times. But it's just having that sort of support, but just being confident in yourself to be able to form relationships, be able to know that you are capable. So yeah, that would be the first big thing on my cheat list.
Yeah, thank you. Mimi, we'll come back to you.
My cheat. Ooh.
Yeah. So what one or two things would you say to your younger self?
Be happy more, man, and be more easy on yourself. I feel like I need to be
Give
more
yourself
easy.
grace.
Yeah, man. I'm too harsh, man. Way too harsh to myself. Like, I'm trying not to, but it needs to
I
be.
feel like that's, again, something else that just comes with being in the creative space, though. Like, I only mostly meet people who are just so hard on themselves. Like, it has to be perfect, otherwise it's like...
If you had a boyfriend and he spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, would you be in a relationship
Hell
with him?
no, man, I've got to leave. I got to go.
Then be kinder. Be kinder to yourself.
Kelly, what about you?
Like going back in time. Bitcoin. I mean, like, when Ray tells you about Bitcoin and you're like, what's this? And he's like, and he goes, you can buy stuff on the dark web. And you're like, I'm not a pervert. I don't need nothing on the dark web. Get some Bitcoin.
All right, that's fair advice, to be fair. That is. Gabriella, what about you?
I don't know. I think more than anything, like, there's not like a blueprint into I think any industry. I know for sure for mine, there's no one route that you can take. It's not like, if you're going into medicine, you go and you study a set thing and then that's how you end up in it. So I think it's okay to try things that are different, especially when you're young. Before I started doing what I was doing, I was working in fashion and I just left. And I thought I could come back if I want to come back. And I tried something new and I found something that I love to do. And that's been what I've been doing for the last 8 years. So I think, don't be afraid to try different things. Also, if one thing doesn't work and you know that is something that you want to do, try a different way. And just keep trying new things until you get there.
Until you figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any questions or comments from the audience? A question?
It's for you personally, because you're asking everybody
that's so cute.
what made them do what they do, and we want to ask you what made you do what you do.
Don't cry.
Don't cry.
I'm already crying. What made me do what I want to do? I've had I started DJing about 7, 8 years ago, but I've had... It's not quite 10. Who said? Keisha, quiet. She knows it ain't 10. But I've had I've had probably 4 corporate roles, and it's just not for me. I've tried it. You know, when you've tried it, and I've tried it there, and then I tried it there, and then I've tried it multiple times, and I'm like, it's not for me. I love music, and I used to listen to Choice FM. Some of you won't know what that is. It's capital extra now. Do your Googles, and I always used to. I feel like I would just hear music differently. That's what made me want to become a DJ, because if someone was mixing a song either on radio or when I was out, I feel like I would hear it before anyone else. And my friends are like, what? And I'm like getting ready to party to the next song, but they're like, what is it? And then it comes in eventually, and then I can't remember who it was, but someone was like, you might have something there. And then the reference to Choice was there was a time when I was called up to win a competition, and I won, and I was speaking to Jigs on the radio, and then something happened, and all of the electricity in the studio cut out while he was on the phone to me. And then he was like, I need to go and sort this out. Can you just speak until I get back? And I was like, what? And he was like, can you just speak, because there can't be dead air. So I just started talking about X Factor, and I just went off on one, and I was like, and guys, like, did you see this? And what about this? And what about that? And he came back and off air, he was like, you were have you done this before? You were really good at that. And I was like, no, I was just chatting. So in terms of that's kind of covers the DJ and the presenting side. This show, which I've been doing for I think 2.5 years, I just wanted to be a presenter. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to make my own show then. And then that's literally what I did. So when you're like, you're really good at this, I'm like, I'm going to cry because I made it up. Like, I just made it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to sing. But it's 2.5 years later, and it seems...
You're doing a ting, babe. You're not trying anything.
I'm just doing a ting. And it's been a little minute, and it's going well in BOXPARK. You know, I've been a resident here for like 6 years, but they believed in me enough to give me my own talk show. So I love these guys as well. But yeah, I mean, it's enough about me. Any other questions or comments before I get to my last question for the panel? All right, cool. Mimi, what has been the highlight of your career so far?
Okay,
Tell us.
Two. Wait, two. Most recently, I'm starting to write again. I took like a long break of writing. So I started to write again, and Clash magazine took it and posted it and like start writing for them. Then I got a DM from someone from Parkwood, and it was like, yeah, that's why I said like, Mama Tina loves it.
Okay, sorry.
Then she's like, I was like, no,
because I ain't had a DM from Parkwood yet. So big up yourself.
And I was kind of like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, obviously, healing my inner child, because you know me, I didn't want to eat the food to the plate. No. Then second one was the Usher situation, because it was like my first CD was Usher. Then actually interviewing him was like, whoa, okay, maybe I'm in the right space.
Something's working, yeah. That's a full circle moment. That's dope. Lisa, let's come to you next. What has been the highlight of your career?
Oh, wow, I got like 21 years to...
21!
All right, give us like your top 3. Shall we come back to you?
Yeah. No. I think the very earliest one that I can remember of my solo career is shooting for Vogue magazine for London with Mario Testino, centre page. So that was good.
Wow.
That's got to be my biggest for that sort of thing. Thank you. I think just establishing myself as a solo artist from the So Solid crew. I think that's been the highlight, because from there I've been on a business journey and a self-healing, self-finding, self-creating journey, and it's still going. And then lastly, just launching my rum, Mafia rum. It's out of my depth. I'm out of my depth. I'm always trying something new. I'm always trying to be out of my depth. But this one, I'm out of my depth. I'm sweating here, man. Woo! But I tell you what, it's been the most fun, because I'm actually using my industry, going back to the clubs where I've worked, going back to friends that I know in the industry, and sort of self-promoting and selling to them. So it's been nice. It's been a good journey. Kelly's been on my show for Mafia Rum in the Mix, and I've done that. I've done all sorts of things with Mafia Rum, and I'm on a good old journey with it. So that's my 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
And can I just say, Lisa's very innovative. So she's always like, she's had her hairdressers, she's had a calf. She's like, I'm always like, babe, where do you find the bloody time? And you're a grandma and a mother, you know, like, I don't know where you find the energy. I don't know where you find the time. But you're a big inspiration to me. I'd like to say that to you. You are. No, seriously, you are. You are, baby. You know you are, anyway. You are. And yeah, no, and even like with the stuff she's doing with Mafia Rum, like she's like, I've got a meeting here, I've got to go here, she's always like generating kind of just like work. Like she's...
This bit's about you, Kel. This bit's about you.
I would say being on Top of the Pops, because that was a childhood dream of mine. And I got to do Top of the Pops twice.
That's cool.
I got to sing at the O2 and I got to sing at Wembley as well. And they were like, you know, like bucket list dreams when I was a kid. And winning my 2 Mobos as well. Yeah. And because one of them was voted for by the public, so it was really nice that it was like a public opinion vote. Yeah.
Meant a bit more. Yeah. That's, I mean, all of you got like, the 2 of you are, we've said, like, it's legendary. No, genuinely. So I'm not even surprised that the stuff that you mentioned in Top of the Pops, Vogue, like Wembley, these things are just exceptional. And I think just knowing how to either reinvent yourself or, as you say, like starting new businesses, that's why you've had such long careers. Like the longevity is crazy.
I've signed on, don't get it twisted.
I hear it. Because as you said, and as we've all said, this industry, it's like it's the only thing that can keep you in it is the passion. Because one day it's like this, the next day you're like,
I gotta go. I gotta leave.
Hello.
Gotta leave.
And then the next day it's lit, and then like 2 weeks later you're like, fucking hell, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's constant. It's constant. So the passion is the only thing, and obviously just not being able to be comfortable in a corporate role, like me. So Gabriella, what about you? What would you say is the highlight or highlights?
I don't know, because I feel like sometimes it's every few videos I then get to shoot for someone that I've always wanted to shoot for, so then that ends up being a highlight. But if I had to say off the top of my head, directing my first commercial, which I did last year for Activia, that was definitely a highlight because it's something that I've wanted to do.
Yes, baby.
It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And being able to break... My friends are so silly, ignore them.
Someone shout probiotics. Love that energy. We love that.
So definitely shooting my first commercial was definitely a highlight because it was something that I wanted to do for a while. And it's anyone that is a director will know when you're actually moving from music video into commercials, they literally did not care that I had 8 years of experience. They're just like, well, have you shot a commercial before? And I'm like, well, if you don't give me my first one, then I can't do it. So yeah, getting that was definitely a highlight. And then also a highlight, I recently launched an event called Date Night with my production company. And no, it's not actually a date night, but it's a payoff speed dating for young creatives that want to come into the industry. So I managed to put a really amazing panel together, and I wanted to create something that was fun and interactive for people because I felt like a lot of the time when I went to talks and stuff, it didn't reflect the fun that we actually get to have doing the jobs that we get to do. So I wanted to make an event that reflected that was also educational. So I launched that last year. It did amazing. All the tickets sold out in an hour. There was like over 300 people on the waiting list. So that's something that I want to continue doing. So yeah, that was probably my other highlight. So yeah.
Thank you. So before we wrap up, I just want everyone to kind of share where people can find you, your socials, and kind of highlight the things that you're doing at the moment that you want to draw some attention to or let the people know that you're doing. I know we've touched on everything, but just for clarity. So Mimi, we'll start with you.
My socials are Mimi the Music Blogger everywhere. Then what I'm working on my first baby. I'm not an actual baby, but like my first baby. No. No, I'm doing a show. Basically, I'm actually doing. I've been waiting for like the past 4 years. I'm like, should I do it? Should I not? Am I ready? Am I? So, like a talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing that. So. Yeah, of course, girl.
And what kind of show will it be, and where will we be able to find it once it's up and running?
I can't tell you that yet.
Okay,
So,
and that is fine because it means it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That means you're hiding a secret, and
Yeah.
secrets are always good in this situation, not in general. So that's good. That I'm excited for you.
thank you.
Can you tell us what kind of show it will be? Is it going to be music based or just
Music-
chit chat?
Okay,
or
music and mental health.
okay,
combined. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lisa, you
I've
told
got
us about
noth-
your rum.
I've got nothing new going on, but my newest is Mafia Rum. That's
Where can
Oh,
we,
where can they
where can we
find
find
me?
you? Where can we find the
the
rum?
tax man can find me because I'm like my own real name, ain't I? So just look for my name and that. So yeah, no, it's at Lisa Mafia UK on everything I think now.
Yeah.
Because someone someone has stolen my name.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got Mafia Rum going on. I got House of Mafia. It's my interior design company. If anyone wants their hair done or their business, I got you. And then yeah, that's it really.
Where can we taste your rum?
So I have finally, not finally, I've sold out for the third time over now. And I'm about to go into a huge retailing space. I can't say it yet because
Another
the deal,
secret.
the deal is almost done. It's like,
great.
it's like squeaky bum
It'll be
time.
done by Monday,
yeah. So it's like I'm waiting and I can't say it because I just can't
That's
until
fine.
it's done.
That's
But
fine.
it's a major, everyone will know the shop.
Mhm.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
2 retailers actually. So it's looking good. And in Dubai, if you're out in Dubai, they're in all the clubs right now. I'm spread out
Okay.
over there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, anyone that's watching this on YouTube in Dubai, go and try to rum.
Yeah.
I
If
will
not
be-
online, I mean, it'll be back online. I've sold out again, but it'll be back online, mafiarum.com.
You're literally like, I sold out 3 times, but
Yeah.
just
It will be back in
in
a week or
passing,
so.
like, it's fine.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's a
dope.
very
Thank you.
tasty rum. It's
I
aromatic.
can't wait.
It's a sort of rum you can drink by itself, like a rich
Yes.
person.
You know, she
Yes,
is your best
yes.
hype woman ever.
The best. The
Literally.
best.
Do you know what? I'm painfully shy. That's why I'm over the top because I get really shy. But Kel always does that to me, and I'm like, just Kel, say it, Kel.
No, but it is. I joked about it when we did your thing, but I was like, you know, when rich people are depressed and they come home and go, I want a drink. Like, it's literally one of those type of rums you can just drink neat on the rocks because it's really aromatic
I
and
love
very
you,
delicious.
girl.
I love you, babe. I do love you. And I respect your hustle 100%. I do.
Honestly, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I do.
It is doable to have a team within your own circles, honestly. Just
And the
find
thing is,
people
I've
like
known
her.
Lisa for many years, like many years. But I would say over the last few years, we've got really close. And it's so nice to have someone who just really understands where you're coming from in your team, in your circle, in your life. Do you know what I mean? So I really appreciate you, babe, and I really love you. I do.
Fiona. No.
She's gonna make me cry this time.
Literally, I've never had this much love on a panel ever. It's usually they're just getting at each other because they have different opinions. But you lot, like, yeah, no, my thing's kind of controversial. I'll put you onto it after. But this is just like your relationship is just beautiful, and it's quite surreal for me because, as I said, like I can't really go very long without playing you lot's music, and I didn't know that you guys even had a relationship, but you're sitting here like sisters, like literally gushing over each other, and it's beautiful. It's nice to see that it's nice to see that in the industry, like you guys are a testament that women can really be friends and like
I
look
think
out
that's
for each
just
other.
it as well. It's because
Yeah.
it's really heavily male dominated.
Yeah.
So when you do find like the girls, it's me, Shola, Kelly, Miss Dynamite, and Leanne, Sweet FA. That's it. It's just us. So we've really formed
Elizabeth as well.
and Elizabeth,
Pops in and out. Yeah.
yeah, Elizabeth as well, and we've really formed that because of that. We need to support each other as women. We really do, because the guys do, and we don't survive because we don't
It's a
support
little
each
boys
other.
club. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we're
So
like,
the girls are gonna come
girls
together.
club.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's why
like
we're
the common
surviving.
theme of what everyone has said. Like they've experienced like kind of like a boys' club energy, and like that's the thing with being a female in the environment. So Kelly, talk to me.
I'm at KeleLeRoc on everything. Apart from TikTok, I'm at KeleLeRoc1. As I said, I'm in a new TV show. It's a reality show. It's called No Housewives in the South. It's currently on YouTube, but we're about to go to Amazon Prime. And I think we're also on London Live. That's coming up. Check it out. It's really good fun. It's about entrepreneurial women. So, again, woman-orientated.
The catsuit.
The catsuit. Yeah, you can go to my website, which is KeleLeRoc.com. I'm selling catsuits. I wear catsuits all the time when I perform.
The
I
baddest.
make my
catsuit.
own
She's got the
clothes.
greatest
Yeah.
body.
I
So
wait.
The
people always
greatest
say-
I
body
love a
ever.
catsuit. I love a catsuit.
Thank you. So people used to say, "Oh, where'd you get that catsuit from?" And I'd be like, "I made it." And I'm like, "Oh, make me one." And I was like, "No." So, but yeah, no. So I've got my own catsuit brand called Le Catsuit. And also, as I said, I do epoxy resin. I've just started taking on really big commissions. So I just did a bar in Brighton. And yeah, I'm making a piece for a gallery. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm upping my game there, but it's something I really love doing. And I'm really fucking good at it.
Hey. Toot your own horn. I'm here for it. Like, it's needed. It's definitely needed. Gabriella, what about you?
My socials are Gabriella VK1. In terms of, I mentioned date night, so anyone that is here, if you are interested in anything to do with film, actually our next one that we're putting on, we're not just directing it in film, we're kind of talking more about the dynamic between directors, but then people in labels, in the brand. So it's going to cover a little bit more of a broad field. So that will be coming up in May.
What's the age range on that?
And there isn't really an age range. I mean, it's definitely targeted more between 18 to 25. But when we threw the first event, I remember I met a lady that was in there, and she was in her mid-50s, and she'd been like a production coordinator on building sites, but she wanted to take her skill set into video production, which is why she came to the event, and we had a really great chat. So there isn't an age limit on it. Anyone can attend. So,
Okay. Thank you. You can find me on socials. It's Fiona Hall. It's Fiona Hall. Can't say my own name. And we're going to have a DJ in here, and then we're going to have a DJ outside as well. And Lisa Mafia is going to do a performance for us. So we're going to be out there. But I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Fiona.
An amazing panel. And thank you to BOXPARK for putting this together. All right. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.